Dude, just when I thought Kanye West couldn't be more stupider and making the news for more idiotic hypocrisy bullshit, well, he just doubled down on stupidness. He did. And he just got the Bag of Dicks Award for the month. It's only first day of the month, but he already takes the cake. Why? Oh, for this reason. Kanye West proclaims love of Nazis, Hitler to Alex Jones. Oh, man, I can't believe Alex Jones is still making the fucking headway. You gotta be kidding. Kanye West praises Hitler during Alex Jones' interview on InfoWars. Check it out.
No, I get you're explaining that, like you said, you love the Zionists. You don't agree with some of the things they're doing, even though you don't support a lot of what's happening. Seriously, I've really studied a lot of history. Plus, I had family that was there, and so I mean, I don't think Hitler was a good guy. I get the Hugo Boss uniforms, amazing. But I mean, just because you're in love with the design, you're a designer. Can we just kind of say like you like the uniforms, but that's about it?
No. There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler. A lot of things. Hey, Netton, what did you think about that, Netton?
This is insane. You are an insane person. How could you say something? It's okay to...
So let me ask you like the Azog Battalion because they openly howl Hitler. They're the leftovers of World War II. They support Zelensky and attacking Russia. So you like the Azog Battalion?
I love everyone.
Well, my point is you weren't involved.
Man.
You know, if Kanye would have said he loved George Floyd like he loves Hitler, or maybe if Kanye would have talked about the context of why what Hitler did was so evil, or Nazis in general. When Alex Jones is trying to tell you, you are being way too racist for his show, there's a problem.
Huge problem.
There's an issue here. Kanye is being exploited, but it's his choice. He can continue to go and hop on these shows and do these ridiculous interviews. But I want you to remember this. He has heroes and victims in his interviews. Every single time, Kanye makes the white racist bigot the hero. That's what he's doing now. And routinely, the black victim is his villain. Look at the interviews. Look at them. It is strategic. And I know some people are going to say, well, Doc, he has a mental health issue. That may be true. He may have some things going on, but we all do. Let's be very honest about that. That doesn't mean he does not know right from wrong. Also, he's really strategic to not offend white bigots. He's willing to offend virtually every other demographic, but white bigots, he will offend regular white people.
Yeah. You know what? I bet 10-1. This is the kind of person that Philemon and his little splooge mimian crew and Dabhead land. This is the kind of guy that these motherfuckers in Dabhead City land they're splooping up that chomo weed and listening to pedo bars and beats. Yeah, this is the kind of gentleman that Philemon and Splooge crew will finding benchwarmers that would love to praise. Especially knowing that outrage intensified after Kanye's little love for Nazis and Hitler, his anti-Semitic interview. Oh yeah, I bet Philemon probably said, man, I love this guy. Yeah, okay.
He will offend woke white people. He will not offend white bigots. That says strategy. Strategy is typically the barrier that says, you knew right from wrong. There's a lot of comments, a lot of quotes. I don't have a lot of time left in the show. This was actually breaking news, and we decided to go to it live. All right, Sharon, thoughts here?
Just real quick, you're absolutely right. Herschel Walker's ex says the same thing about his mental health issues.
Herschel Walker is a bigot himself.
The mental health issues to cover up bad behavior. He knows exactly what he's doing here. I just don't know how much longer we should shine a spotlight on it. And I don't mean this. You got to cover the breaking news. And Alex Jones and those people are going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But it is disgusting. He's got to own this.
Yeah, we shall see as this develops. Obviously, he said he's running.
Oh yeah, before we get out of here, remember back in the day before Alex Jones and Infowars went bankrupt and Alex Jones had to fork over $50 million to the city. hook victims and parents. Oh, boy, the plot just thickens and gets deep around these parts. And see, that's the thing about these dab heads. They just want to scratch the surface on these stories and details as well, too, like that. But we're not scratching the surface. We're going to dig a little deeper. We're going to get to the probe of this. Hang on a second. Because you know what? Here at KCMN Studios and News Network, we don't just scratch the surface like the fellow Mimians, the finding bench where the Fizzle Shizzle sticks and the crafty cat witchycraft and the Peter Defense Force, yeah, and the Cridleys and Taco Stockos, yeah, those people and on and on. No, we dig deeper here at KCMN Studios. How? Well, check this out. Here's more about the Kanye anti-Semitic interview and about Alex Jones' InfoWars.
Where to start when it comes to this InfoWars conversation that was had today about loving Hitler and Nazis. The interview with the artist formerly known as Kanye West was so shockingly anti-Semitic, our next guest says even Alex Jones, the Sandy Hook denier, squirmed. We welcome back NBC News senior reporter Ben Collins. He covers disinformation.
Like I said, I bet 10-1 Philemon probably praised Kanye West. But I don't know. If he's loving Hitler that much, you know, anti-Semitic, I mean, we know how Philemon hates Jews and about anti-Semitic like that. Sorry about that. Yeah. And we know how Philemon goes around and says, you know, Sandy Hook is fake, Uvalde's fake, Parkland's fake, Aurora, Columbine, it's all fake. Yeah, just like that nightclub that shooting in Colorado Springs when 5 people died and 20 people got injured like that. He said, oh, that's just a whole fake as well. But anyways, let's get back to the story.
Extremism on the internet and Jonathan Greenblatt, who unfortunately has been working overtime for the last year, CEO and national director of the Anti-Defamation League. His book is It Could Happen Here, Why America is Tipping from Hate to the Unthinkable and How We Can Stop It. Ben, this interview is undeniably vile. Like, you think you couldn't have heard worse things from Alex Jones, and then there was this, that even he had to tell Kanye to dial it back. What shocked you the most after listening to it all?
And that says a lot when Alex Jones, you got to tell him, tone it down.
Hitler did some good things. Those are relatively verboten even on InfoWars, even on Alex Jones' show. But, you know, we have reached that breaking point here. Alex Jones even stepped in and said, you know, I don't have anything against Jewish people. I like most Jewish people are good people and all this stuff. He had to step in.
But we know Philemon doesn't like Jewish people. He hates them. He said it.
Think about that.
And I have the clips of that. I put it on the video when he was spurging about Jew people on James D. Street.
This isn't dog whistling. Every trope that the Nazis pushed about Jewish people in the 20s, 30s.
Yeah. And remember when Philemon was bitching and crying that because his supposedly Lindsey Ponzer DHS soccer account got banned? Yeah. Philemon was bitching more about that. Yeah, and we're like, whoa, what the hell? He said, yeah, what do you buy much soccer for? And Philemon is the type of person that's got 50 sock accounts right there. And he's go around and say he hates Jews and go around like he's watching anti-Semitic and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, it just makes you, thinks you're crazy.
That's where this is at. This was a straight up overt Nazism pushed by Kanye West and very gently pushed back upon from Alex Jones.
I'm afraid to even ask you this question. How's the far right reacting to this, Ben?
So some people are against this. They realize it's a red line for a lot of people. For a lot of people, Donald Trump is still an electoral project. And for those people, they realize that they have to get away from this guy, and he is clearly nuclear. This is not a thing you have to align with. But there are obviously parts of 4chan that are very excited about this, saying, he finally did it. He finally brought our talking points without the dog whistles, without alluding to something. He brought them to the forefront. It's the things we've been saying on the internet, on these anti-Semitic and white supremacist Nazi forums for years. This is coming out of a guy with Grammy's mouths. This is coming out of the mouth of a guy who has millions of Twitter followers, who has aligned himself with the GOP overtly. He says he's running for president. So It's a very scary day. And Steph, I really want to say this very quickly. If we don't step up here, this is a problem. Like this is, if Donald Trump doesn't get this guy away from him, it's going to be a very rough few years here. This is literally Nazism coming out of the mouths of one of the biggest celebrities in the United States.
Jonathan, throughout your whole career, your whole life, did you ever think you would be sitting here right now and having a conversation?
When you get people like that, they're so toxic.
Saying, I like Hitler.
Stephanie,
you put yourself away from like that. People like that go around like the Herschel Walkers, the Kanye West, are going to make America into a dark, very dark place.
I think it's recently
kind of like that dark,
this
bumpy.
Is what it looks like, as you said, one of the most popular
country dirt road at night.
Did some good things. And then, by the way, a few hours later, tweeting out a swastika inside a Jewish star.
Down a
Jewish
dark,
people, if they
bumpy,
feel alarmed,
country,
it's because
lonely,
they are correct. We are seeing something so destructive, so dangerous. This is the scariest it's been, I think, in memory. And when you have people like Nick Fuentes and Kanye West, the most public anti-Semites in a generation, having an audience, and then again, Twitter openly as a platform allowing them to amplify their intolerance. I mean, in InfoWars, as Ben was saying, this is not exactly 60 Minutes. I mean, this is the place where Pizzagate, this is the place where Sandy Hook, this is the place where 9/11 conspiracies run amok. And yet
there you go. Pizzagate, Sandy Hook, Uvalde, 9/11.
Who's a long way from Dan Rather or Morley Safer or those icons of journalism. So I am worried. Jewish people are worried. These comments aren't just offensive, okay?
I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, these are the people. They are the priceless state actors out there for their own agenda like that. Like back to the old G4S. These are nothing but Silicon Valley actors working for the man out there, disrupting the platform out there and protecting and deflecting for real sex offenders and creeps and sickos out there. That's why we praise about Vigilant Eagle and about cops out there who commit Brady violations.
Stephanie, they are dangerous. They can lead to real world violence. That's where we are right now.
Jonathan, I saw something crazy. A recent survey found that 1 in 10 respondents don't recall ever even hearing the word Holocaust. How can that even be?
Look, I mean,
because Holocaust back in the old days.
The fact that many Americans
you have to go back in days like World War I, like that, to find out Holocaust.
Constitution, but look, the Holocaust is an ancient history. My grandfather was a Holocaust survivor. Jews being persecuted is an ancient history. My wife came to this country as a political refugee. And so when Kanye, and let me just point out something else, no one should be giving Kanye a pass or an excuse, saying it's Kanye being Kanye, he has mental illness. Mental illness is not an excuse for anti-Semitism. And the anti-Jewish hate coming at us from all sides, from entertainers, from athletes, from comedians, from entrepreneurs, again, from the former president. I mean, it is beyond alarming. And so I think, again, all of us are just deeply terrified in this moment.
We certainly are. This is a time when we have to step up and stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Collins, thank you so much for your reporting. Jonathan Greenblatt, thank you so much.
That's why when you hang around a toxic person, you step away. You persuade yourself away from toxic people like that. It's people like that that's going to make this country and people, and seeing people like that are just making this world to a very, very dark and lonely place and outlook. Wow. Shit is getting deep, ladies and gentlemen. I told you, here at KCMN, we don't just get the surface, we just probe deep in this one, and they got real deep. Knees deep. Like I said, we don't get it, so we gotta give you a shutdown and say something against people like that. Otherwise, this country's gonna turn into a very lonely, bumpy, dark road. Yeah. Anyways, I'm out of here. My job. Peace out.